9 children killed in a single night. Pakistani jets strike a home in Afghanistan's Khost. Taliban calls it a barbaric violation and vows a response. Hours earlier, a suicide squad hit Pakistan's border force in Peshawar. 2 attacks, 2 narratives, 1 spiraling crisis. What exactly pushed both sides over the edge? Pakistan's overnight airstrikes on civilian areas in Afghanistan's Khost province have triggered a major escalation in already fraught relations between the 2 neighbors, with Taliban officials confirming that at least 10 people were killed, including 9 children. The strikes, which Afghan officials described as deliberate and unprovoked, have intensified accusations and counter-accusations over responsibility for recent militant attacks inside Pakistan and alleged cross-border safe havens. According to Taliban government spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid, Pakistani aircraft targeted a home belonging to a local resident in southeastern Khost, an area long prone to cross-border clashes.
Pakistani invading forces bombed the house of a local civilian resident. As a result, 9 children and 1 woman were martyred.
He described the attack as a barbaric violation of Afghan sovereignty, adding,
"A necessary response will be taken at the proper time."
Islamabad has not issued an official response. However, Pakistani officials have previously defended such actions as intelligence-based operations targeting Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, the militant network blamed for a wave of attacks across the country. The airstrikes followed a deadly assault just hours earlier in Pakistan. On November 24th morning, a suicide attack targeted the headquarters of the Federal Constabulary, a key paramilitary force responsible for guarding the Afghan border in the city of Peshawar. Multiple people were killed, and at least 5 others wounded after an attacker detonated explosives at the main gate before 2 additional assailants attempted to storm the compound. No militant group has claimed responsibility for the attack, though Pakistani state broadcaster PTV reported that the attackers were Afghan nationals. This latest confrontation comes after months of rising tension. Islamabad maintains that militants responsible for recent attacks are operating from Afghan territory, a claim the Taliban administration denies. Afghan officials insist they do not permit their soil to be used against neighboring states and accuse Pakistan of using terrorism as a justification for violating Afghan airspace. A major suicide bombing in Islamabad this month that killed 12 people, including civilians, was claimed by a faction of the Pakistani Taliban. Pakistani authorities later alleged that the cell involved was directed from Afghanistan. Just a day earlier, another attacker rammed an explosives-laden vehicle into a military school gate in South Waziristan, killing 3 people. In both cases, officials blamed networks affiliated with the TTP. Pakistan's anger has been building. Officials say the country has experienced a surge of militant violence since the Taliban takeover of Kabul in 2021. Islamabad initially welcomed the group's return to power, hoping it would curb cross-border militancy. Instead, Pakistan claims the opposite has occurred. Last month, Pakistan reportedly launched an airstrike in Kabul, targeting the head of the TTP. In response, on 11th October, Taliban forces attacked Pakistani military positions along the 2,600-kilometer border. Pakistan said 23 soldiers were killed. Afghanistan claimed 9 of its fighters died. Both sides accused the other of greatly underreporting casualties. At the core of the conflict lies Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, a group formed in 2007 from several jihadist organizations based in Pakistan's northwest. Inspired by the Afghan Taliban but more radical in its methods, the TTP waged bloody campaigns across Pakistan for years, striking markets, mosques, airports, and military bases, and briefly taking control of the Swat Valley. The TTP fought alongside the Afghan Taliban for 2 decades and maintained strong ties that persist today. Pakistani officials claim the group's leadership and fighters are currently based in Afghanistan, a charge Kabul rejects. Today, the two countries appear locked in a rapid escalation that risks spiraling into wider conflict. With children killed in airstrikes, paramilitary forces under attack, and diplomatic outrage mounting on both sides, the question now is whether either government is prepared to step back before the crisis deepens further.